ஓம் ஐந்து கரத்தனை ஆனை முகத்தனை இந்தின் இளம்பிறை போலும் எயிற்றனை நந்தி மகந்தனை ஞான கொழுந்தினை குந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. தந்தை தாயாவானும் சார்கதீங்காவானும் அந்தமிலா இன்பம் நமக்கு ஆவானும் எந்தமது ஊனாகுவானும் உயிராகுவானும் அருட்கோனாகுவானும் குரு. உலகலாம் உணர்ந்தோதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நிர்மலி வேணியன் அழகில் ஜோதியன் அம்பலத்தாடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவான். We are seeing Periya Puranam, a collection of Shiva devotees who dedicated their lives to Bhagavan. There were 63 and a collective group of 9. In this counting, Manikyavachakar won't be there, though he is a great saint, so he will be counted in the number of Saiva Samaya Kuravargal. 4 people. Among the 4, he will be one. Appar Sundarar Sambandar Manikyavachakar. Maybe his time is later to when Sundara was compiling 63 plus 9 people. So the basic idea or the purport or after listening to this, the attitude we have to develop is serving to sadhus, devotees of Bhagavan. அன்பர் பணி செய்ய என்னை ஆளாக்கி விட்டு விட்டால் இன்ப நிலை தானே வந்தெய்தும் பராபரமே. If one needs moksha, then just he has to serve the devotee. That is the simplest way. As there is Paraparame, we can safely guess this is by Thayumanava Swamigal. Lord Shiva is the Thayumanava. So we started with the Kerala devotee Viranminda Nayanar, who neglected Sundaramurti, the great Sundaramurti Swami, because he didn't worship Shiva devotees. And when he was informed, even the Lord in the temple was blessing him, he told, I negate the Lord also. So that much devotion he has for the devotees, and because of that instance, Lord to pacify Viranminda Nayanar, he gave the first line Thillaivaal Andanardam Adiyarkum Adiyen, and Sundaramurthy Swami compiled the 63 plus 9 people's name called Tiruttonda Thogai. Then the first people mentioned in that list is Thillaivaal Andanargal. The pujaris who worship Chidambaram Nadaraja Swami for generation after generation. So, due to their dedication, generation after generation, they are considered in the first counting. Then we saw Ilayankudi Maranayanar, who engaged in serving devotees whatever way possible, particularly giving food. So, to show his devotion, Bhagavan himself came when he was pauper. He himself didn't have food for him. Bhagavan came and asked for food, and even at that time he managed to give food for Bhagavan. So Bhagavan came in the form of a devotee, a sannyasi. Because even in that difficult times, he served the sannyasi. So Bhagavan blessed him. Then we saw Meipporul Nayanar, a king, even at his time of death, which is caused by a person in the disguise of sannyasi. Even at that time, he was not ready to harm the enemy. Not only that, he made it a point that he gave him passage to safely escape his country. That is Meipporul Nayanar. Even at the cost of life, he served a sannyasi who is in the disguise of sannyasi, originally his enemy. Then we saw Amarniti Nayanar. He is a businessman, Vaishya. He used to serve devotees whatever way possible. And a sannyasi came, brahmachari came to him, and he gave him a piece of cloth to keep it safe. After taking bath, he will come and collect that. Meanwhile, the brahmachari, as he was Bhagavan, he made the cloth, loin cloth, disappear. So when he came and asked, Amarniti Nayanar couldn't provide back. So he was ready to compensate whatever way possible. Then Bhagavan asked him, he has the another pair with him, so he can compensate to its weight. So he tried whatever loincloths he had, he put it in the balance, it didn't get balanced. Then his wealth and whatever he has, properties, gold, silver, gems and so on, nothing could balance that another pair of loincloth. Then finally he decided, as he had no other option, like Yudhishthira, when he was gambling, he didn't have any other option than putting his brother's relations in gambling. So he told, myself and my wife and son only are remaining. If you allow, we will sit on the balance plate. After chanting Bhagavan's name, he ascended the balance and the balance got balanced. Then Bhagavan who came in the form of sannyasi, that is brahmachari, he showed his real form and blessed him and took him to Kailash along with his family. It is a hearsay story. Satyabhama was very much egoistic about her wealth. So one day the things went in that manner, equal to Krishna's weight, they have to give. Satyabhama, whatever wealth she had, she was keeping in the balance, but it didn't weigh equal to Krishna. So when she fed up, tired with, Rukmini came and she placed a tulasi petal, leaf in that balance, and the tulasi balanced the balance. So it is not ego. If a devotee have ego, he is not going to equal Bhagavan. Only when he loses his ego, he shows his love, devotion towards Bhagavan. That is more important for Bhagavan, and he accepts that. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, yome bhaktya prayachati, tadaham bhakti ubhakritam ashnami prayatatmanaha is Bhagavad Gita. With devotion, if you give just a flower or just a leaf, any fruit, or even in that matter just water, if you give with devotion, I accept that. So the devotion is very important than any other thing in realizing or reaching or becoming God. devotion is very much important, because sannyasis, devotees will be having that devotion. It is insisted to show devotion to devotees. It is a very common thing, common in the sense, same thing in Shaiva tradition and Vaishnava tradition. Generally people think these two traditions are very different, but both the tradition gives more importance to serving devotees than Bhagavan. That is Bhagavan in the sense Archa Avataram, Murtis of Bhagavan. So there is representation of Bhagavan in the form of idols, so to say Vigrahas. There is representation of devotees, there is sannyasis in the form of Bhagavan. When compared to both, Bhagavan is more present in devotees. Yat yat vibhudi mat sattvam srimad urjitameva tattatteva avagachatvam mama tejovamsha sambhavam. Bhagavan says in the 10th chapter, though I am everything, but there are places where my presence, my power is more. So he was giving a list. Among the mountains I am Himalaya, among the rivers I am Ganga, and so on. Bhaktanam Prahladas Chasmi, he says there. Among the devotees I am Prahlada. So actually, worshipping him in any other form is inferior to worshipping him in his devotees. So the Vaishnava tradition, Saiva tradition very much insists this, and this is the 12th and the last book in the 12 books of collection in Saiva tradition also, the Periya Purana. So Bhagavan came and insisted, I want the same loincloth. So there is a story in Tenali Rama's life. There was a case came to Krishna Devaraya's court. Person brought a case that when he was keeping the parts made by him nearby a door, so when somebody tried to open the door, the whole parts came down and broke down. So he wanted the parts back. The other person was willing to give the parts back, but this person was demanding the same parts I want back. Like Bhagavan asked Amarnidhi Nayanar, the same loincloth I want back. So the case went to Krishna Devaraya, and Tenali Rama, by his uncomparable intelligence, solved the issue. And there is another story in Birbal's life also. One day Birbal came to court very late, and the king censured him. See, I am the king, even I came in time to court. You are a minister, you are not coming in time. Then Birbal told, no, Raja, you don't know what a fix I was. So it took me time. Somehow I managed the situation and came. Don't tell me stories. The king replied him. Don't tell me stories. Try to come in time. Birbal told, no, Raja, if you are in my position, you might have not come to court at all. Then king asked, what was the situation? Then he called his grandson to the court and asked him, whatever happened in the house, please enact before the king. Then he asked for a sugar cane. King ordered sugar. It was a time when sugar cane was not available. It was not season. So king somehow managed and gave him. Then the child asked, I want it in pieces. And they made it into pieces. After made into pieces, he told, no, pieces are very small, so I want the whole sugar cane back. Then king told, okay, I will arrange another one. The boy told, no, I want the same sugar cane back. Then the king tried his best. He couldn't pacify the child, and he understood there was some justice in what Birbal told. So for Bhagavan to bring out the devotion in a devotee, even a kaubina is enough. Shankara also has written a Shatkam. They say Nirvana Shatkam, I suppose the name. Kaubina Vanda Kalubhagya Vandaha. Every line ends with like this. To say, whoever has very less possessiveness, they are the blessed people. They are always free and happy. So that was the idea. So now we come to 6th in our series, 8th in the original listing. Yeri Patta Nayana. Yeri means throw. Throwing weapon. So he is like Parashurama. He has here parachute. Malu in Tamil we say. If anybody speak ill of Shiva or Shaiva, then that's enough. Sardan say Juda. Juda, I suppose. Actually, we need devotees like this in these days. Because there is a culture, there is a tradition which comes out in public and ready to kill every other devotee, every other person of religion. If you are not believing in their book, their prophet, their god, then they have every right to kill you. So we have such religion present in these days. So though I am going to tell you many stories, you can follow whatever devotee you wish, but it's my personal advice will be, don't be like Meiporul Nayanar, the king who forgave his enemy because he is in the disguise of devotee. You should be like Yeripatha Nayanar. Let it be your goal. You show your devotion in this way, because this yuga, this time wants such devotees. They only can protect Sanatana Dharma. We need such people a lot. So, Karur சித்தர் அப்படின்னு ஒரு சித்தர் உண்டு. ஒரு பாடல் கூட இருக்கலாம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். கரூர்ல பிறந்து எரூர்ல மறைஞ்சாங்க அப்படின்னு. கரூர் they say today. I can give you if you have some track of Tamil Nadu politics, then this may help you. There is a squirrel minister by the name Chendil Balaji, who is in prison now for his scams. He is from that Karur in the district. Then I hope Annamalai also is from that district, Karur, the BJP present leader. And if you have some knowledge about great saints, Bodhendra, Sadasiva Brahmendra, I suppose, either one, possibly Sadasiva Brahmendra, who was a Mathadipati of Kanchi Math. Later he renounced that, became a Avadhuta Sadhu, and his Samadhi is there nearby Karur, that is Nerur, they say, nearby Kaveri Bank. Then one of the book I refer to is from Karur. There was a Ramakrishna ashramam near Pasupati Palayam. The Bhagavan's name in Karur is Pashupatishwara. In Shaiva Siddhanta, Pashupati Pasham. There is a three philosophies, not philosophies, the three main cornerstones. Pashu means Jiva, Pati means Bhagavan, Pasha means by which Ajnana we can say, as you are students of Vedanta, Ajnana, Maya we can say Pasha, equivalent to that. So the Jiva, after leaving Anavam, Kanvam, Maya, that is Pasha, he has to reach the feet of Bhagavan. So Jiva has to reach, this is the Bhagavan Pati. Pashu has to reach the feet of Pati. That is Chinmudra. So Pashupati Ishvara. And the Nepal, there is a famous temple called Pashupati Nath, Shiva temple. So this Karur Bhagavan is also called Pashupati Ishvara. Tamil Anilai, Tiruvanilai Yudaya Mahadevar அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. கொங்கு நாட்டில் இருக்கு. The present Tamil Nadu was a congregation of many countries. சோழநாடு, சேரநாடு, பாண்டிய நாடு, நாஞ்சில் நாடு, வேணாடு, தொண்டை நாடு, and so on. So, present Tamil Nadu is a union of countries. So, union government. Tamil Nadu government is a union government. The Kongu Nadu, Chelam, Coimbatore, Erode, these belt places are called Kongu Nadu. So, the Yeripatta Nayanar was from that country, Karu. At that time, it was under Chola king, Puhal Chola Mannan. They have many capitals. Among them, one is Karu. The king of that time was Puhal Chola. Yeripatha Nayanar was also living there. There was a devotee by the name Shivakami Andal. Shivakami is Ambal's name. Chidambaram Nadarajar, his Shakti is Shivakami. Shivakama Sundari also they say. So the Shivakami Andal was a devotee serving Bhagavan. In a way, he collect flowers and make it into garland and gave to temple. It was his daily duty. Doing this duty, now he is very old. But in spite of his old age, he has no retirement. Generally, we have a retirement age or stage. For a devotee, there is no retirement, so he was continuing to doing even in that old age. As usual, early morning he got up and took bath, and he went to the garden, collected the flowers, and he was bringing those flowers to temple. On that day, possibly in Rat, the king's elephant, it was damaging. Coming back from Kaveri after taking a bath, on the way it was damaging everything. So this Shivakami Andar coming with flowers, he happened to be on the way of the elephant. It took luckily it took only the flower basket. Elephant didn't harm Shivakami Andar. Took the flower basket and threw it away, and it was going in his way. So this Shivakami Andar was very much upset. Though he is old, he want to beat the elephant. But as he was old, he couldn't pace with the elephant. He fell down. And he was in pain. He was raising his voice. Oh Bhagavan, No, is there nobody to question this? King's elephant was doing all these things. It spoiled the flowers and so on. Everywhere running here and there for their dear life. At that time, Yeribatha Nayanar happened to reach that place. He saw the Allola Hallola and he saw this old man telling, and he reached to him and asked him what is the reason, what happened. Then he told the thing. Then he asked, where did the elephant went? In this way only. Then he ran behind in that direction. He reached the elephant and the elephant turned back and it was attacking Yeribatha Nayanar also. In Manusmriti, there are two slokas. One says, Brahmin, women, cow. These three should not be killed. So whoever kills that will earn papa, Mahapapa. The same Manusmriti tells in another place, if these three are about to kill you, your life is in danger, then you can kill these three. So that was an exception. Generally you should not. But if there is a threat to your life, then you can kill them. So Maypur Nayanar didn't know this possibly, or even he kept the disguise of Shivanadiya above this rule, so he gave his life. But Yeribatha Nayanar, for him, Shivakami Andar was suffering. He could not do his service to Lord. So the elephant did avachara to Shivakami Andar, devotee. So he went and the elephant was coming towards him. Without fear, he dared the elephant and cut his trunk. The elephant was deeply wounded and it died on the spot. Then the news quickly went to the king. Somebody killed the elephant, palatial elephant. King got wild. He didn't know the details. He got wild. He thought possibly some enemies might have came into the kingdom. This may be one of their sample act. Generally, the terrorists, they will bomb here and there to test how the government is alert. So before doing a great bombing. So the king thought it may be something like that. So he at once ordered the army to get ready and follow him, and he started to the scene. When he came, contrary to the news he got, somebody killed. There is only one person standing there nearby the elephant, and he asked, what happened? what is going on here? Then the people around told him, this is a person, he only killed your elephant. But he saw the person with vibhuti on his forehead and body, and with Rudraksham, a very pious man standing nearby. So he could guess, because the king also was a great devotee, very much he reveres sadhus. So he could understand something is not going well. So he asked him, Swami, what happened? By the look of you, I can understand you are a Shiva devotee. Possibly you won't commit any crime. But possibly my people are telling that is you killed the elephant. I can guess there is justice behind your act. May I know what happened, why you happened to kill my elephant? Did my elephant do anything wrong to any Shiva devotee? Then the king also thought, luckily he is thinking in his mind, oh Bhagavan, just my elephant died. This Shiva devotee was not harmed in any way. That's a great relief for him. So when king with that passion asked Eripatta Nayanar, he told this Shivakami Andal, who is daily doing Bhagavan's Kaikaryam, service of giving garland to Bhagavan, this elephant in its ruts scattered the flowers, so I have to kill it. Then the king asked him, Swami, asked his army to keep a distance, and told Yaripatta Nayanar, I was not told this was done by a Shiva devotee, so I came along with my army, forgive me. Do you think by killing my elephant and the servants of elephant, there were 5 servants also, 2 mahouts and 3 other people, those 5 also Eripatta Nayanar killed along with the elephant. So the king was asking, is it enough that you kill the 5 people and the elephant? In my thinking, they are all just arrows. The person, the owner of the elephant is myself. So my conscience says I have to take the responsibility. If somebody dies, doing Shiva apachara, harm to Shiva devotee, then it is a moral responsibility of the king to take ownership. So I want this as mine. So these things you cannot expect in Tamil Nadu now. These are all the old days. what they say, Mudiyachi. When the kings were ruling, not in the republics, modern day republics, nobody wants to take any responsibility. But the king, for the elephant, which is not having sixth sense, and the people who has to take care of that elephant, he took responsibility for all those people, and he told the Yeripantha Nayanar, I should be punished, but you should not be using your weapon, because there is very holy weapon that should not get tainted. You please take my sword. He offered his sword to the Yeripantha Nayanar. Please, I has to be sentenced for this mistake. I am responsible for that, for this. So please give me punishment. So gave his sword to the Yeripantha Nayanar. Yeripantha Nayanar was in a fix. He thought somebody was insulting Shiva and Shiva devotees. Now the things stand out that the king himself is a great devotee. He was very much concerned about devotees. Now we have hurt his feelings. If suppose we didn't take the sword now, the king may himself cut his head with his sword. So when this thought occurred to him, suddenly he took the sword from the king. Then the king was very happy that he is punished for his crime of harming Shiva devotees, offending Shiva devotees, hurting Shiva devotees. In these days, the people who is out there in the streets to kill others, other religious people, they have to learn a lot. They should be taught what is devotion. Here this Yeripantha Nayanar took the sword. He didn't kill. But instead he thought, I have hurt the feelings of a Shiva devotee who is the king, who is Choya. So that is a crime on my part. So let me kill myself with this sword. So he was about to cut his own head, Yeripantha Nayanar. Then the king was very much shocked, and he caught hold of Yeripantha Nayanar's hand, because a devotee was going to take away his own life. So that is a apachara for king. So the king caught hold of his hand. So while this scene was going, there was a Asariri came. I only did this Leela Thiruvilayadal to show you people's devotion towards me and devotion to save devotees. So I am bringing all the scenes back to normal. The elephant and the 5 people all came back alive, and the flowers also came back intact, back to Shivakami Anda. And all the people understood how much great these people are in devotion to Bhagavan. They learned their lesson, how much it takes to be a devotee. So this is the thing happened in Yaripatha Nayanar's life. Due to his such devotion, he is considered as one of the Nayanmar. And I think the Pugalchola king also a Nayanar. Then so in this story we have seen 2 Nayanmars. Maybe we may see Pugalchola again. Okay. So the main idea we learn from these histories is anybody can be a devotee in whatever way possible. They can. They have to give their 100% to that. It is not only a king or only a Brahmin or only a powerful man, wealthy man. They only can be devotee. It is not like that. Anybody from any walks of life can be a devotee if only he 100% devoted to Bhagavan. Whatever way he can do his service to the Lord. So the Shivakami Anda, his service is only collecting flowers and making garlands and offering to Bhagavan. And we need such people too, because we have different temperaments. So there are different ways to reach Bhagavan. We say Sahamargam, Sanmargam, Satputra Margam. Then Dasa Margam. That is one way of counting. Generally in Saiva Siddhanta they count like this. In Ramakrishna tradition they say Madhura Bhavanai, Vatsalya Bhavanai, Sakha Bhavanai, Madhura Bhavanai, I already told, I suppose. Even Bharatiyar has written Kannan yen Thodan, Kannan yen Velekaran, Kannan yen Yajaman, Kannan yen Kadalan, and so on. That is, we may have a personal relation with God, whatever we feel. Somebody may think God is the mother. Somebody may think that God is the owner. Somebody may think God is my friend. Somebody may think God is my servant. So everything is perfect. Whatever way natural love comes for you towards the Bhagavan, in that way you can develop your love, devotion for God, and you can take it to its logical end, so to say. Then Bhagavan surely blesses you. So, to be a devotee, it is not in a way too difficult. Only Bhagavan needs your 100% devotion. Mat karma krit, mat yaji, and so on, Bhagavan says in Gita. So that is the dedication Bhagavan needs. That is going to be the underlying stream of all these stories. Any question?
Ramji.
Yes.
எத்தனை நைன் முடிச்சிட்டீங்க? 6 பேர்.
Today we covered the 6th one.
சும்மா கொஞ்சம் தனியாக சொல்லிருங்க.
Name. I think you came to the class a little late, I suppose.
I missed the first class.
Huh?
I missed the first class.
Not only the first class, today's first portion also, it seems. I started with those stories in the single lines. I initially introduced Viran Minda Nayanar. Viran Minda Nayanar, who is from Kerala. Mindudal means conversation in Malayalam. I don't know what is this to do with his name. It is to be researched. Viranminda Nayanar was the first one I introduced because he was the cause behind Bhagavan telling Sundaramurti Swami to write Tiruttonda Thogai, starting with Thillaivaazhandanardam Adiyarkum Adiyen. And after this incident only, Sundaramurti Swami realized the importance of worshipping devotees. So there in this collection he says, Bhagavan himself said this, Thillaivaazhandanardam Adiyarkum Adiyen. I am devotees of the devotee. I am devotee of the devotees of Bhagavan's devotee. So in that manner Bhagavan himself told, and so Sundarar continued those lines. So Sundaramurti Swami, we have just, he is behind, we can say, this whole collection. So we will see him elaborately later. So only Viranminda Nayanar we count. Then Thillaivaazhandanardam Adiyarkum Adiyen was the first line. So we saw them also. Then we covered Ilayankudimara Nayanar, who dedicated his life in giving food to Shiva devotees. Then we saw Meipporul Nayanar, who at the cost of his life, because enemy came in the form of devotee, sadhu, he didn't harm him, he forgave him. So that was his devotion. Then Amarniti Nayanar, who dedicated his life in the service of devotees, particularly giving clothes. He was giving everything. Clothes also one among them. So the Bhagavan came and tested in the form of a loin cloth, and in exchange of the loin cloth, he was ready to offer himself to Bhagavan. So that was Amarniti Nayana. So 5. Then today we saw Yaripatta Nayana. It is my personal preference, be like Yaripatta Nayana if possible. That is the need of the hour, need of the present time, because we are people around us who are very much into violence. So we need people to protect us from violence. Everybody cannot be a protector like Yaripatta Nayanar, but whoever can, without any hesitation, they have to be protecting. See, we are sadhus. We cannot take to violence. And among you people also, there may be sattvic people or weak people. They also cannot take to violence. But there will be people, their nature is rajas. They can take to not violent, but they can protect us. People, sadhus, noble people, sadhu people, they have to protect it. Somebody can be capable of doing that. They should not be hesitating in doing that. So we need whoever is capable have to take the role of Yaripatta Nayanar to protect real devotees, sadhu devotees, peaceful devotees. So that is also a one way of devotion to God. Because I am telling this because generally there is a opinion. Even our Pappu in parliament told, it seems, Shiva is Ahimsavadi. Then why is he having Trishul? And there was a long list of Antaka and so on. Whenever it is needed to protect devotees, Shiva himself came to the field and protected his devotees. And all our Bhagavans will be having whatever possible astras, weapons they will be having to show us, I will protect you. Give the hope to us. So, see, violence is different from protecting. A king protects, he is not doing violence. So, Yaripatta Nayanar is not a violent person. He is a protector. So that we have to clearly understand. He didn't go and killing everybody. He only protected Shiva devotees. So that different we have to understand for ourselves, and we have to take the dharmic responsibility of protecting weak, feeble, sadhu people. There is a, I might have told you also, there is a sect in sannyasis called Naga Sadhus. So in Muslim era, there was lot of violence against sadhus. So sadhus generally they don't give back, react to it. So one sadhu called Madhusudana Saraswati, the Bhagavad Gita Dhyana slokas were written by him, and he has written lot of great books, including Bhagavad Gita Bhashya and Brihaspasthanatraya book, and so on. Okay, so he went to the king and asked for protection. The king told, no, I cannot protect from my people. You protect yourself. Then the Swami created a sect in sadhus. So he didn't want to spoil all the sadhus. So instead of that, he created a sect of sadhus by the name Naga, and they protected other sadhus. So even now in the Kumbh Mela, you will see the first preference will be for Naga sadhus. They will enter the Ganga to take bath first. After that only all the traditional sadhus will go and take dip in Ganga. Because these Naga sadhus protected the Hinduism, Hindu sadhus, the sannyasa tradition and so on. So they are given preference. Preference, it is not exactly a preference, it is a honor. That may be the exact word. They were given the honor of taking dip in the Ganga in Kumbh Mela times first. Then every other sadhus will follow them. So in Hindu society, this clarity is lacking. I see everywhere. Vivekananda Swami, possibly the first person to find it out. So he was telling in his time, it is the Buddhism made Hindus napumsaks, that is like so to say, transgenders. Klaibyam Masmakam Partha, Bhagavan says in Gita. So the Hindus, due to the influence of Buddhism, they forgot their duty. So Vivekananda Swami goes one step further. He says, the foreign religion people, possibly he is meaning Christianity, what their prophet said, they didn't follow. That is, if one slaps in your right cheek, show your left cheek, there is some saying in the Bible. It was told by, supposed to be told by Jesus Christ. But the Christian people went all over the world and whatever violence possible they did. So Vivekananda Swami says, they didn't listen to their master, so they prospered. Hindus didn't listen to their master, that is Krishna. Klaibyam Masmakam Partha Naidatta Yupapatyade, that was Krishna. Get up and fight for dharma. Hindus didn't listen to his master, Krishna. So they came down in the histories. So this was also Vivekananda Swami's observation. I think it is valid observation and we have to take it and correct our course of path, and we have to bring peace all over the world. We need not convert everybody, but we have to teach. By following your own religion without harming other religious people, you can live. That was happening in India for centuries. The whole world has to learn from that. We have to teach them that, so that the other people of the world also can live peacefully. Whatever is their religion, whatever is their God, they can live and follow the religion and live peacefully. So that is every Hindu's duty. Yes, Mataji.
Krishna சொன்னது வந்து கேட்கல யாரு ஹிந்துஸ்.
Yes.
ஆனா ஜீசஸ் கிரைஸ்ட் சொன்னது ஹிந்துஸ் கேட்டாங்க. When they slept,
yeah.
the right cheek, so the left cheek. The Hindus follow. That is why up to now they are passive.
Yeah.
அடிச்சா கூட பரவாயில்லை, நம்ம ஆக்கள் தானே. That's all.
நான் தமிழ்ல சொன்னா இப்படி சொல்லுவேன். அவர் வலது கரத்துல அடிச்சா இடது கரத்தை காட்டுன்னு சொன்னாரு. இவன் கிறிஸ்தவர்கள் எல்லாருக்கும் வயத்திலே அடிச்சாங்க அப்படின்னு உலகம் முழுக்க போய் எல்லாரும் வயத்திலே அடிச்சாங்க.
And those Christians, they didn't follow that.
Yeah.
To the other chief. What they did, what Krishna said, they followed. Stand up and fight.
No, that line we cannot take because they didn't follow dharma. Christians.
That is there. Dharma is not followed.
Yeah.
Both of us are not following, no? We
Yeah.
also not following, no?
Yeah.
In the sense, yeah, dharmic people we can, but we are not standing up to dharma.
Yeah.
We are not fighting for the dharma, you know?
Yeah. If there is a necessity to give our life, we have to give.
We have to fight for the dharma, stand for the dharma, India Samji.
Yeah.
So you see that we can, I mean, whatever it is, Jesus Christ சொன்னதே வேற அர்த்தத்துல. இந்த மக்கள் சண்டைக்கு மம்புக்கெல்லாம் போகாதீங்கன்னு. So they never take, you know, and we also, we are not taking with the teaching also because we don't understand, we never entered into this, no. Bhagavad Gita படிச்சாதானே கிருஷ்ணா சொன்னது தெரியும்.
That is a core problem. Yeah. We don't know our Shastra's tradition.
So that's why we are following what the world does, no?
Yeah. To my knowledge, even in Quran, some Muslim people say, maybe even to cheat us, they say even in Quran it is there, don't harm your neighbor. But they don't follow.
Actually, Swamiji, the Quran and all those days, what they've taken from our Vedas and all that, you know, the dharma and all those things is there, you know. But here they have got to conquer the world, they've changed. This, I said, this all man written, you know, all this is man written verses.
They highlight the points, whatever is convenient to them.
Yes. So that's what they are doing, you know.
Yeah.
And then your Papu never saw the Shivan holding the this thing.
Krishna.
You see, you know, Shivan holding the Sulam.
Yeah. He think Hindus will be dumb enough to believe him. Okay.
What's wrong with
I think he is thinking that Hindus will be dumb enough to believe him.
Anna, there are Hindus, no, in all the 80% are not real Hindus, no?
Yeah.
That's the problem in India, isn't it?
Yeah.
There are dumb ones also.
Yeah.
There are liberals also.
Mm.
In Malaysia, irukunda apra India la illaya. Yes or no?
Yeah, I see.
We have people who are following the DMK system here, you know.
Yeah.
The influence of DMK. So there are so many things, no. So we Hindus ourselves, we are not united together to stand forth, no. That's the whole thing. Actually, we. அதான் நித்யானந்தா சொன்னார்ல, டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் நல்லா கொடுத்துருக்காரு ஹிந்துஸ்க்கு. பாத்தீங்களா?
கேட்கல.
ஐயோ, terrible. His words are very, very harsh. He said, you know, that like no this thing, no loyalty, you know. He used very harsh words now. So they don't know how to stand because after the election and all finished, you know. அது தமிழ்நாடு அம்மாடியோ சொல்லவே தேவையில்லையப்பா. எவ்வளவு வந்து ஆள் போய் கத்தனா கூட மண்டல ஏறவே ஏறாது. எல்லாரும் இல்ல, நீங்க தமிழ்நாட்டுல தான் இருக்கீங்க, உங்களை மாதிரி சொன்னா அங்க இருக்குங்களே, அந்த சென்னை
most majority makes
all of them are so money minded, they don't know what they want.
Yeah, selfishness.
I always tell you,
selfishness is the base problem.
No, what those people in Chennai people are doing, that's why we people in the spiritual line also doing. Krishna 101 time talking about the anitya vastu, don't go after it, you enjoy it and you be with me, and we still go with the anityam.
Yeah.
Anga Annamalai was telling you put into bring BJP in power and you will do everything, you will get everything, but they don't want. For one day, the 1,000 ringgit they want, the 1,000 rupees. They also want what is impermanent. People one day, they don't want every day, you know, the lifelong they are going to get, they don't want. Yes, Amma?
Yeah.
So
Actually, the educational system has to change so that children pick up the value system. Then when they grow up, the thing will change. But the education system is the most corrupt system. They don't produce genuine, noble people.
But now this current students, they have got to change them. Can't change them by giving good talks and examples. They will change.
A good government should look into the education system and bring every change possible to education system so that in their young age they were given values like Arishchandra and so on, so that in the later time they will stick to dharma. But now, see, before my generation, there were a lot of moral values taught in schools, like Ati Chudi and so on. In my period, there will be a MI class, that is moral instruction class, but it will be never conducted. And nowadays, there is not even that class, I suppose. So the education system itself is so much corrupt, and it is not giving the right direction to the younger generation. So
it's also here also Swamiji, Malaysia also like that.
yeah, it is totally about making money. How you make money doesn't matter. How to make money.
Not only making money and to keep the students dull. Unless their parents themselves push the children and get them educated. Otherwise, the school system, I don't think so. They are doing that enough. They just unless you're told only they will do, otherwise they don't do. I mean, there's no, something is going wrong with all education. I think all over the world. Because now the politicians are the one holding the whole thing, It's more like the dharmic ruling. So it's gone. It's okay.
The Gurukula system.
We will pray.
Gurukula system has to come back.
Come back. Yeah, it has to come back.
Then the reverence for tradition, reverence for elders, reverence for culture and so on will come back.
First thing, they must get rid of the thing that Hindu schools cannot be built, Hindu teaching cannot be done in school. All that thing must be removed and they should start doing all that.
Yeah.
If we can't do this, then Christianity cannot be taught, Islamic cannot be taught also. It has to come.
Yeah.
And all must stand for. They should do it in your own. Otherwise, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Because they really tried very hard. The challenges Modi ji is facing also is terrible for his this thing, Never any president has faced such challenges in life.
Yeah. So our prayers and whatever possible way we contribute have to change the future generations.
If ever we are gaining any punya, learning in all these things, let the punya go for that well-being of
the future generation. Yeah.
And the ruler. Yes. Okay, so your time up. Okay.
Shubharatri.
Shubharatri is on.
See you in the next class.
Okay.